Once upon a time, there were two best friends. One of them had a computer and the other one sucked.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Q's Drinking Hour, where he spills beer on the floor.
He doesn't drink.
He just likes to open beers and
call
spill them.
We call it drinking hour ironically. On account of all the beer on the floor.
Got alcohol in it, it'll clean it.
He's not wrong. He's got a good point, Sting. Welcome to Chillin with the Villains. I have needed to sneeze for like the last 40 seconds.
Do it right now.
I cannot.
Right now, on
I
command.
cannot.
On command.
That helped though, thank you.
You're welcome. That's what I do.
No, it's not.
I am the hero. So, tonight's first topic. Melons.
Okay, but like watermelons, honeydew melons, like cantaloupe, what kind of melons?
I mean,
Oops.
Deer melons.
I'm a particular fan of some cantaloupe.
Fuck cantaloupe, it's all about honeydew, you punk bitch. Fuck watermelons too. In fact, fuck honeydew. Fuck melons.
What's wrong with melons?
They're stupid.
You know what I think is wrong about American candy?
What's that?
Like, you look at Asian candy, they have melon flavor.
Yes.
And their candy
Very popular.
doesn't taste like you took an entire beehive and shoved it on your tongue.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right?
Uh-huh.
It's like they have flavor and some sugar in it that makes it taste good, right?
Sweetener.
It's not just sugar is the flavor.
Yeah.
Right. Correct.
Yeah, I don't know. I like their sodas are better.
Yeah.
Also true.
The Coca-Cola in other countries is always better.
Generally.
Yeah.
I've never had worse. I don't know.
Not yet.
It's true.
Wait until you go to Brazil.
Yeah, well,
It's probably better there.
I mean, the melons are probably better there too, but
They have toxoplasmosis. Cat disease gives them better butts.
What?
what?
I will provide no context to this.
Alright. On to our next topic.
Let's talk about butt disease.
I saw a guy who had a tattoo, and then he went into the field. Big shocker, it got infected. And then it formed a giant pus, like boil thing. And instead of seeking medical attention, he decided to pop it.
What the
This is not a pimple, by the way. This is an infected pus
Yeah.
tattoo. Pop it with a knife. Now, did he hit like where the pus was? Yeah, because he cut from one side of the tattoo to the other,
Jesus fuck.
straight across. So the infection spread.
Uh-huh. As
And
it would.
It's
Yeah.
Near his anus, because your butt is pretty close to your anus. So like every time he goes to like scratch it or clean it, he's getting the fecal to oral
Ugh.
little pathway there. He ended up getting real sick.
Yeah.
Surprisingly. But
No way.
It's my story about butts.
Thanks for that. Our next topic.
Okay, so that's
Mind bleach.
that's like actually one of my biggest fears, that I'm just gonna like get into like one situation accidentally and then my tattoo is just gonna get fucking infected.
Yeah,
Like-
people take really good care of their tattoos, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But the chances of infection are
Astronomically low, honestly.
pretty low, as
Yeah.
long as you're not going to like Billy Bob, who has a pen that he promises is a tattoo gun.
Yeah, and he doesn't use fucking gloves.
Yeah.
Alright, so
I
here's
mean, you
my...
save money if you use the same tattoo gun.
Yeah,
With
you don't
money.
have to buy new
You don't buy
fucking
new
needles
needles.
or shading needles or anything.
Yeah, and just screw ink. I mean, it's
Yeah.
all technically impermanent anyway. Just
Yeah.
use real human blood.
Eh,
Yeah. Well,
Just
yeah.
put blood in the gun and shoot
Blood will
blood
stain.
into their skin.
blood will stain.
Would it stain?
Yeah, blood
I
stains.
think your body would just get rid of it.
Yeah, it would have probably a real negative reaction.
Yeah, it probably would not like that.
But that's what it is, man. That's the negative reaction creates the permanent scarring for the tattoo.
Yes, scarification.
I would argue that scar would run a little deeper than the tattoo itself. In fact, the story may not have to do anything with the tattoo. That probably wouldn't be there anymore.
So our next topic, mind bleach once again.
All right, what is your go-to mind bleach?
Like how do you clear your thoughts of something that kind of grosses you out?
Yeah, because I know a lot of
it just stresses you out. You know, like just a nice refresh, a reset for your brain.
I know a lot of people like cute animals, like cute puppies, cute cats.
Yeah, that's lame as fuck.
You know what I like to see?
That's dumb.
Like sports moments.
Infected shit.
World breaking or like heartwarming of some kind.
Yeah.
You know, those are like to see somebody put so much effort into, I don't know, doing a fucking triple flippy flip with the stick 'em at the end and you put your hands up.
Yeah.
And that takes like 10 years to do, and they do it at the Olympics and they're crying. Yeah, that one gets me pretty good.
Honestly, my mind bleach, smut. I'll just look at butts for like 10 minutes. It's great. Works every time.
What if they're infected?
Gets my PP hard. Especially.
Gets his PP harder.
Yeah. Just immediate cream my pants.
I mean, that's fair. Mostly, I would say a task that can take my mind off of general thoughts, but doesn't require a load of brain power, works generally for me.
Yeah.
Like, you know, playing a casual game of chess, or mindless, senseless violence in video games. Like Doom. Playing Doom. Been playing Doom lately. That's been great mind bleach, dude. It's just focusing on the rip and tear. That's all you gotta do.
Ripping a tearing.
Ripping and a tearing.
So I either need to completely turn my brain off or like severely overload it to like have effective mind bleach. So I either need to go so far into the deep end of this shit bothers me, let's see how far I can push it, or like I'm sorry, I bit Q.
Anyway, you were saying before you bit Q?
Or like, I'll either need something like totally mindless, just like looking at butts, looking at, you know, attractive people, or like, if I'm seeing like some just weird infected shit, just looking at like stuff with bone cancer to just really because I am very bothered by texture, right? And if I see something that like makes me want to grind my fucking teeth, I either need to find something else that stops that urge or makes it so intense that it just stops everything from happening.
Weird.
That is weird. You know what? Let's feed into yesterday's second topic. That's some weird shit that I do.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a healthy way to...
No, not at all. But when have I, Miguel, second first name, middle name, last name, ever had healthy coping mechanisms?
I mean, that's fair, but would you want them?
Are they going to work?
Yes, generally they do.
I probably should then. But I am also a man who was stubborn and powered by spite.
Also not a healthy coping mechanism. In fact, let's just start from scratch, throw the whole personality out the window.
Get a new one.
Because I don't know if we can work with this.
We're going to need to just throw out the whole guy and just start over.
I mean, it's just like there's compatibility types, right? You know?
Yeah.
And it's like you want to have this good habit, you need to also develop this good habit to support this good habit. You know? But it's like you just got all shitty personality compatibility.
So
the whole thing is screwed. None of it works with the good stuff.
So you know how in like video games you'll usually, especially like RPGs like Fallout or whatnot, you kind of distribute your stats. Mm-hmm. I feel like I took all of mine and put everything to one except for charisma.
It's just all in charisma and then shit.
Yeah. Charisma and then pooping.
Garbage.
Those were Those are my two things. Because if there's one thing that has always been a compliment to me, multiple times in my life, as have you have been called the Antichrist.
Oh yeah, sure.
That's
happened.
that I legitimately find that for me. I have been called the Antichrist or Antichrist-like several times in my life, and I find that incredibly flattering, simply due to the fact that someone thinks I am charismatic enough to be the literal antithesis of the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, you just gotta not be insulted by the fact
that someone thinks you're the fucking devil.
And I mean, that's more important than they'll ever be, so...
One of your ex-girlfriends, I remember she started calling you the literal devil.
Yes.
Like the human personification of the devil.
She did
When
do
you
that.
first told me, I literally high-fived you and were like, goals. I remember specifically congratulating you on becoming the personification of the Christian evil. Because someone hated you so much.
I don't even know what I was just trying to leave that situation. I didn't even... I don't want to dig up that particular relationship on this particular night, but...
We're not going to.
I think that was the problem, I think literally what drove her to hate me in such a spiteful manner was just that I just didn't want to deal with it anymore, and so I chose not to.
I think people who live in extremes in general, or have underlying issues of whatever it is, will turn to whatever it might be. It's actually a little bit of a pivot, but we'll turn into whatever it might be. So like drugs or alcohol or porn or video games, and then they will reform their lives with the same intensity and addictive level. No, I mean you laugh, but I'm serious.
No, you're not wrong.
The
No,
same
that's
intensity
totally
and
fucking
addictive
true.
levels that they do to whatever is acceptable, right? Like, so maybe working out, or God, or
drugs,
hiking, or whatever it might be. And then they run rampant in those things, and it doesn't work out
until they start the whole cycle
because
over
they still
again.
have this issue with
Extremes,
and stuff like that. I think it's more common in kids in general. I don't know if this particular woman has changed at all since then.
No, from my understanding, she has gotten worse.
But I think that can be what an issue is often.
Well, and I can say this about that person. They grew up, and they found somebody that made them happy, and they got married to that person, and I couldn't be happier for them. That's really great. Yeah. Whoever that person is that is able to handle that is likely a better man than I, and that's great.
Willingly or coerced, we don't know.
Who knows? But it might have been like a shotgun wedding. Could have been.
Could have been an RPG wedding.
But maybe not. I don't really know because, again, I'm so done with that situation that I'm done. I'm just done. I don't got any more for it. So, who's to say that I got it all figured out and that person doesn't? Because, again, they could, in theory, be happily married at this very moment. I know they're married.
You know what I always thought was weird? The idea of a shotgun wedding, right? Mm-hmm. Because if you have the biggest turd burglar this side of Mississippi,
yes,
and they impregnate your daughter, why would you want your daughter to marry them?
Okay.
Because it would be a spit in the face of God to be unwed with a child.
Correct.
Yeah, but you know what? I feel like as a father, you have to choose being a father, not God.
It's the South. They don't even choose to be
God
fathers.
says don't murder, but if somebody hurts your daughter, you probably go to prison for that.
Well.
So what's the difference?
So, yeah. Listen, it's a different place. It's just a different... And not only that, it's a different time. I can't remember the last time I heard about a shotgun wedding.
I have.
Well, you run in weird circles.
Yeah.
Like, literally, you run in triangles.
Arkansas.
Why is this Kansas and this is not Arkansas?
It is Arkansas.
But kind of the point is you're trying to have somebody take responsibility for their actions
Sure.
in hopes that they will be a better person while also conforming closer to your religious beliefs.
But like a shotgun wedding implies that they're not responsible for their actions and they knocked them up and then they don't want to marry them.
Oh no, that's the point, is you're making them responsible for their actions.
Right. But
It's more a sense of the term of it's less like, listen son, let me sit down and tell you how you have to be responsible for this. It's more like, these are the consequences.
Right.
The consequences are the shotgun, and the following consequences to not marrying my daughter are the bullets.
So, huge non sequitur here.
There was no shotgun involved. Now there's a shotgun involved. Do you want bullets involved as well?
Yeah, but that's just going to set up a terrible relationship.
Straight up. No, it's a fucking awful idea.
But that kid's gonna have a dad, I guess.
Yeah, but he probably won't have a dad.
because
all he's going to see is the shotgun.
So, huge non sequitur when you were like, I'm done. That's it. I wanted nothing to do with that person. So, you know how when I'm completely done with a video game, I throw my shirt off and yell, I'm done, and start stomping around? Sometimes I think about, what if I get into a relationship and, like, I'm not happy in that relationship, and I'm just sitting there on the couch all cuddled up, and I just stand up, rip off my shirt, I'm fucking done, and then just start throwing a tantrum. I think about that sometimes of like, am I actually that much of a fucking walking red flag?
Well, clearly the response is for the rest of us to grab a shotgun and force you to stay in this relationship that's not working.
Sometimes I think a lot of the issues that happen in people's relationships is being too subtle, you know? Yeah. Not fully communicating, just really wishing and hoping and giving a like and a prayer that your significant other will pick up on how something has made you uncomfortable or something has made you unhappy.
Yeah.
And I think in your case, it's literally impossible to miss it. It is a giant flashing billboard on the side of the road that also punches you in the face.
And yells, I'm done!
So, who knows? Maybe that is what people need. Maybe when it's time for the relationship to be over, instead of waiting for it to die for 6 months,
just have
you should just stand up and take off your shirt and throw a literal temper tantrum until they leave. And then you just are like, all right, that's it. That's 6 months of shitty relationship in 5 minutes, new record. You know, like...
So, I feel like we actually need to rethink the business model of 1-800-CALL-'em-a-bitch.
Okay.
Is this from the channel previously?
No, this was from me, Tokyo, and Seth. I had just broken up with my girlfriend at the time. We had already been making the joke of, like, what do you do when you get into a relationship with someone, you break up with them? You call 1-800-CALL-'em-a-bitch. And we call him a bitch. And, like, I've been given the okay to share her name, Kaylee. I told Kaylee, our coworker, formerly known as Angry Midwestern Dust Storm.
Is she from the Midwest?
She's from here, but she lived in the South for a long time.
Right. Okay.
That was just kind of
the Midwest, but okay.
No. But so, like, I told her about 1-800-CALL-'em-a-bitch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I told her that when I broke up with my girlfriend at the time, we were just walking. Of course, we'd been drinking that night.
Yeah.
And,
as was the usual.
Yeah. And Seth was just like, do you want me to 1-800-CALL-'em-a-bitch? And I was like, you know what? Here's her number. Do whatever you want. And he's just like, hey, is this Miguel's ex-girlfriend? Obviously, he used her name. She goes, yes. And he just goes, you're a bitch, and then just hangs up. And Kaylee goes, you know what? I would actually pay somebody for that. Because if you do it once, it's not harassment.
I mean, there's something to be said about spreading unhappiness in the world, right?
It's great, do it.
Generally, nothing good is going to actually come of that phone call. You're making somebody else's life worse. Who knows what they're dealing with at that point in their lives? They're just trying to move on. They're just trying to be happy.
This was like
Would I be particularly happy if, say, the lady that called me the devil paid somebody to ring me up and call me a bitch all the time, no, I wouldn't be
only-
particularly happy. Would it be funny? It's a genuine question. Yeah, it's a little funny. It's a little funny. It's not quite cyberbullying, you know.
Well,
I'm not gonna call it a good thing. I'm not gonna point to that. But lots of comedy is fucking terrible.
And, like, very specifically, Kaylee was like, I'm okay with the concept and the, like, actual execution of 1-800 call him a bitch because you do it once. You don't do it ever again because then you're just harassing somebody.
Yeah, sure.
Like, literally, the whole point is you do it once and then you fucking move on from it. And I almost feel like there's a small part of me that wants to do it because it is honestly just a type of breakup therapy, for fuck's sake. Sometimes you just gotta get a laugh and you feel better. That's what we all do. The three of us, when we're feeling bummed out, we always try to interject fucking comedy into the situation.
Straight up.
Well,
We do the real manly thing, and we talk about our feelings for as long as possible, and then we interject comedy.
yeah. That's the real manly thing.
That is the real manly.
You know what
That's
else is
real
the
manly
fucking
way to do
realest
it.
manly thing?
We adjust our bras.
No. Let me show you what the realest manly thing is. I'm done!
He took off his pants this time. He already wasn't.
I already
wearing,
took off my shirt.
He already wasn't wearing a shirt, so he couldn't take off his shirt to throw the tantrum.
And I can't take my skin off. Well.
I mean, I saw a guy do it once.
That's a wrap, everybody. Thanks for coming by. Peace out. We're done.